2023 is coming to a close as we get ready to celebrate the holidays. We're going to take next week off, so make sure you listen to this show. We got an exciting announcement for our guest when we come back at the beginning of the year, but it's time to reminisce about the year that was. This is the We Don't Know Sports Podcast. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the We Don't Know Sports Podcast. This is Chad the Mark with
Mr. Brown
and
Mongo.
Where's Biggie at?
Well, I think his vag hurts or something. I don't know.
He's a little under the weather or something.
Yeah.
He's only about, 100 yards from here?
Yes.
He's with us in spirit.
I feel like he's looking down at us through our window right now.
There will be a moment probably where he'll be standing in the window staring at me, and I'll probably panic. But speaking of, you had some exciting events on Old DuPont Road here earlier.
Yeah, we had our traditional Santa Claus Christmas parade.
Mongo was part of it.
I did. He brought up the rear as normal. The rear.
The caboose. So I know you went up there, and Marley, your dog, was enjoying it. We're down here in the man cave, and people can't see this. I was too lazy to walk up to the road, but I did stand in the window with my face pressed against the glass and just stared out. And I know they all saw me. They all just drove by and they looked down over the hill and there's just a face staring out this window at them. I hope they enjoyed that.
That was probably like that movie, the House of Wax. They thought that was you.
The one from the 50s or the one with Paris Hilton?
Paris Hilton, of course.
Okay. Madame Tussauds?
Yes.
She don't get the copyright for that. You ever been to one of those wax museums?
In Pigeon Forge, yes.
Okay, I've been to that same one.
Was that the Ripley's, believe it or not?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, it's Madame Tussauds. That's
right.
Have you ever been to one, Mongo?
No.
Mongo's really enjoying the company of your dog.
That's fine.
I have been to a Ripley's Aquarium
In Myrtle Beach?
in Myrtle Beach.
I've been there.
Yeehaw, fellas. Myrtle Beach.
Not Myrtle Beach. I've been to Ripley's.
What's the original Ripley's? Where did that start? Anybody know? I don't know.
I feel like I've seen another one, but I don't know if I've been in
Yeah, like there's definitely one in like Ocean City, Maryland. There's the Myrtle Beach. I'm sure like any big beach spot has something like that, but I don't know where the original Ripley's would be. It is an American invention though, right?
I would think so.
It definitely seems like something out of the Southeast though.
I would think the original Ripley's came from Pigeon Forge.
What if that was the original?
I bet it is.
It could be.
We'll look it up later.
I'm kind of wanting to now. It's bothering me. It's bothering me enough. Actually, why I do that, I have a question for you guys, just because it's a couple days before Christmas. Do you have all your Christmas shopping done? Are you ready for the holidays? Or are you going to be like these other asshats that made me take the long way to get here tonight because the line from the hill at Walmart was 14 miles long?
Actually, being the UPS guy, I've already bought all my presents. Thank you, Amazon, and we're good to go here. There's a few that's out there, but those are now in God's hands.
That's that time of year.
I've got a few left.
Do you guys budget for Christmas, or you just kind of roll into it and just buy it as needed?
Well, speaking for me personally, coming off of a divorce, I used to budget, but now I have so much extra money, I just spend whatever I spend. Amen, brother.
That's called addition by subtraction. The other thing I wanted to ask is just because we had done this before, where we had done like movie brackets and things like that, just Christmas movies, and I feel like we've never really had this conversation with Mongo in our presence. But I'm just curious, Mongo, if you want to kind of share. Do you have like a Mount Rushmore of holiday movies? Do you have certain ones that you really, gravitate toward? Like, what's your GOAT Christmas movie? What are you watching this weekend?
Well, I feel like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That's a great one.
Is that your favorite?
So Elf is probably my favorite. And my kids and I, we have a weird Christmas tradition. You will never guess the other movie we always watch at Christmas.
Other than Elf?
Yeah, there's a debate on Die Hard.
Is it Jurassic World?
It is not.
Jurassic World's a Christmas movie, by the way.
Okay.
We watch Nacho Libre.
Why? Is that Christmas related? I don't remember enough about it to say anything.
I don't know. Yippee-ki-yay.
Wait, that's Die Hard, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm tired of the Die Hard as a Christmas movie conversation. Like, it was funny like 10 years ago when people would bring it up, and now they've just like ran it into the ground. Like, if anybody brings that up to me, I don't want to hear it. I don't know anything about it. The Ripley's first display, by the way, was in Chicago during the World's Fair.
Damn it!
Oh.
I was so close.
I don't know if that was the original location, but they did the World's Fair. Then they did New York. The first permanent auditorium, ODD, auditorium.
Ah.
See what I did there? See what they did there?
Auditorium.
It is in St. Augustine, Florida. So, hey, the
nice.
South wins. We got that right.
The world's largest cylindrical aquarium is also in Florida in St. Pete Beach.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Ripley's Believe It or Not podcast. But no, that's hey, you know what? Florida can have nice things. They have crazy people down there. They need it. I got all kinds of stuff I want to roll with you guys tonight. Like we got
real quick.
Yeah.
He said his was Elf. Mine's obviously Christmas Vacation. What's yours?
So I'm Christmas Vacation as well. So that's why I didn't really go there because you and I feel like that's been ours for a long time. But let me ask you, just to refresh my memory, do you have others that are close to there, or is that one just so far and away that nothing compares?
For me, nothing compares. But I do have some good. I mean, the underrated ones was the Night Before. That's a good Christmas movie.
I still haven't watched that. I have it saved. I'm going to watch that probably Friday night.
It's underrated.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
And, usually when you recommend a movie, I'm not disappointed.
It's that time of year.
All right.
So you know who the weird character in the movie is?
The weird character? I know Seth Rogen's in it, right?
Yes.
And is it like just his buddies? Like, is James Franco in it? Or
he's in there for a cameo, yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing. So, remember the villain on the original Superman? Not like the new ones.
Like Gene Hackman? Or?
No, the new ones.
The General Zod?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name? You remember?
I don't remember his name.
He's in the movie.
Okay.
Which is weird, and it's amazing.
You know what's crazy?
Big character.
I like him as an actor, which is terrible because I don't know his name. But the Superman movie, Man of Steel, was actually pretty good considering how trash DC movies can be.
Right.
It was so good when they made the shitty Flash movie. Who was the antagonist? It was General Zod. They just dusted the carcass off and did some timeline shit so they could put him back in the movies again because the DCU's so bad.
So I'm going to give you one liner from The Night Before. So they meet old dude out on the street. That's his character. They get in his car and he's like, "Good evening,"
like Alfred Hitchcock,
just
or
like that,
or Vincent Price.
So I'm telling you, you got to watch it.
He's got some range. I know, Chad the Mark, you're big about range. That dude has some range. We still don't know his name, but he's got some range.
No, but we can remember someone from fucking Independence Day.
Yeah.
In the birdcage.
Don't get him going again. No. Just one time.
He wants to. Go ahead.
David, why did I send my mother to Atlanta?
You were better the first time.
That's pretty good.
I'll give him that, but I was...
It wasn't as emphatic.
It wasn't. That's all right. Drink some more
that's all right.
red wine.
I think I need more wine.
More. What
So
do you like?
UB40.
Yeah. Red wine.
Maybe I'll have some Cavassier.
Pass the Cavassier. That's not our listeners. That's okay. So the other thing
Our listeners are like, "What the hell's that?"
What's Cavassier?
Anyway,
It's like Hennessy.
Yeah.
The other big DC movie coming out this holiday season is Aquaman Part 2. They're thinking that might be the biggest box office bomb ever.
No.
Because they spent $200 million
Biggest
to make
box office bomb for who?
just the most lost money.
I bet it'll be better than the Marvels.
But the Marvels was bad.
I know.
I don't know how much they lost.
That's what I'm saying. I think this will be better than
And
that.
I don't know how they adjust for COVID nonsense and things like that. I do know movie theaters are already predicting to be down 20% next year because there's not going to be enough movies out.
I'm telling you this right now. If you was a real director, you'd have got Amber Heard back in there and you wouldn't be talking about this
That's going
problem.
to put butts in the seats. You're going to show up to watch that.
She's the straw that stirs that drink.
What happens if she does that underwater? Can we see this?
Butts
Yeah,
on the seats.
bubbles.
Butts in the blankets. They go anywhere.
Just not on the toilet.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You
No,
bring
I'm with
Amber
you.
Heard back.
I'm not even joking. You should have. Why not? Give Amber a chance. Come on.
What could
I
go
thought
wrong?
she was sexy as hell in the first one.
Right? Would you let her Cleveland steamer you?
That's a negative.
That's a negative. That's a negative on anybody, though.
No,
right?
I'm like, why? I don't even care where that leads. Now I need to go get a shower.
What about you, Mongo?
No. No.
So do you think, if you have a prediction, Aquaman 2, $200 million budget, how much money does it make at the box office? Does it crack $50 million?
I'm going to go with $107 million.
You think it's going to do that well?
I already know Mr. Brown's answer. His is $107 and $1.
Not a penny?
He's not even around that much, but he knows me already.
Why did you go first?
I'll tell you what. I'll go even better. I'll go 150.
150. There you go.
150.
150. I think it's going to be like a 75. I don't think it's going to do great. The Rotten Tomatoes reviews, for what it matters, it's like a 37% right now. So it's not great, but that doesn't always mean everything. So anyway.
You know who's in there, right? Old girl from Days of Thunder. What's her name? The Queen?
What? Nicole Kidman?
Yes. Oh, she's a fine one.
Days of Thunder is where you went to think of Nicole Kidman.
No, because I watched it last night.
So
it holds up, though, doesn't it?
Yes.
So Nicole Kidman.
Get in the car, Kyle. Get in the car.
Nicole
Still
Kidman.
dusting off the Aussie accent.
I love it.
And General Zod and Nicole Kidman, they're in a show together on Hulu.
And no one knows what it's called.
And I don't know that guy's name.
General Zod and Nicole Kidman. Okay,
Yeah.
what's the name of the show?
Don't know the name of the show.
Oh, so, okay. That's two big
Nobody knows the
factors.
names of the shows anymore.
But
There's so much crap out there.
That dude shows some range in that show. General Zod shows range.
I gotta look up
Well, just Google General Zod, Nicole Kidman.
Is it Michael
range.
Shannon? No. Who's that?
It's the guy. He's got a bowl cut.
I couldn't tell you if you told me.
He has a bowl cut.
Oh, you're talking
It's
about Dumb
dark.
and Dumber.
It's Michael Shannon. That's his name.
Michael Shannon.
Michael Shannon. Such a basic ass name.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
And now we put some respect with his name, I guess.
I've said it all along.
Great football
We just didn't know
coach.
his name.
Yeah, exactly.
We got Thursday night game tonight. Are you feeling like Derek Carr might finally get a win over the Rams here?
I went with Vegas and the money. I went with the Rams, but my gut tells me Carr is going to somehow do something tonight.
But he's never done that against the. It's statistically the worst team for him to play.
Yeah.
It is like he's terrible against
Yeah.
them. It's bad.
But it's not. How many games has that been, though?
Maybe like 3.
That's what I'm
I don't
saying.
know. But that was probably when it was peak Rams.
Yeah. So they're on the goal line, getting ready to score now.
Wow.
Oh, sorry.
No,
the Rams
wrong
have the ball
way.
on the 5.
Unless it's a safety, and then you'll be a side.
I didn't see which side picked up the ball. My apologies. But I do like the Rams winning this game, but I wouldn't be surprised if Carr pulled some out of his ass.
I think the Rams are going to win this game, but I think it's going to be because of Kerwin Williams.
Kerwin Williams?
Yeah. If I'm saying his name right.
I think you are.
Yeah. He's missed like several
Look at
games
that.
this
Stafford in
year.
the last 4 games, 12 TDs to 1 interception.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Nope.
Not bad for
They're going to
Matty.
sneak in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
And they not only are they going to sneak in the playoffs, they could do some damage.
They're going to
in
do
there.
some damage?
Yeah.
They getting hot at the
they
right
ain't gonna
time?
do damage. The NFC, top of the NFC stacked, bro. They might win a game on the road, but then that's where their journey ends, brother.
Well, they just moved the ball quite a
I'm
bit
telling you that
downfield.
right now. I'll die on that, Alan.
Well, let's see if you're still dying on the hill after Dallas laid an egg this past week.
Oh yeah. I'm down there. I'm
But
ready.
that's what they do, though. That's why it's so hard for me to buy into Dallas. Like that, what happened?
everything happened. I think it's more.
Is it a letdown after Philly?
I think it's that, and I think it's also a combination of the fact that Buffalo now is playing well above. They have all year long,
At best,
and
all year.
they are fighting for their playoff lives, whereas Dallas is kind of cruising. I mean, we all know Dallas is probably going to make the playoffs. Buffalo is fighting for their playoff lives at home, and they put Dallas's ass to a table.
Dallas is already clinched.
Yes. So is Philly.
So there you go. I mean, Buffalo's got way more to play for. So
The
I
NFC
can't really say that it's like.
NFC is largely kind of decided for the most part.
So
but
to answer your question, I'm going to further my point. If Buffalo and Dallas lined up again tomorrow
you
in
think
Dallas,
would win.
Dallas wins.
I can't disagree with that. I mean, I wouldn't take that bet. You know what I mean? I probably wouldn't make it either. But it is interesting. I'd like to hear your thoughts, Mongo, since you were kind of so down on Buffalo at the beginning of the year. And, man, they proved you right.
Yeah.
And then amazing what firing your offensive coordinator can do for you.
How bad does Ken Dorsey look right now?
Like, he don't ever get a job as a coordinator again, does he?
Nah, he might be like a quarterback's coach or something like that. But
That is it. That is it. He wasn't even a good quarterback. He just was on a good team in college. He
Yeah.
couldn't even hack it NFL.
Well, probably one of the best teams to lose in a national championship with.
Well, they got robbed.
Yeah.
They got ripped off.
That's
Do you
true.
remember that game? Maurice Claret and Willis McGahee getting his knee broke?
Yeah, I do. I remember that.
That's the most memorable moment in college football for me is Willis McGahee.
Because it was, we were just now getting into like the HD world of television. Probably not even that, but at least like cameras were getting better. And man, what a shot did they have? The reverse angle. It's that shot where it's like field level.
Yeah.
And you see him running. You see the back of his knee all of a sudden look like the front of his knee.
Yeah,
and you're like, ah.
It was a make you nauseous moment.
Thank God Biggie's not here because then we would talk about his similar scenario that happened about the same time. But his career hasn't been as illustrious as Willis McGahee's. All right. So we got a year in review, right? We got a lot of stuff going on in 2023. I got some fun things I pulled from Sports Reference that I'm going to talk about. But there was one little thing that kind of trickled into my radar today that I really want to ask you about, Mr. Brown, was I guess baseball decided to do some rule changes for next year. And I didn't see all of them, but the pitch clock apparently is getting shorter.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I haven't even seen them yet today.
I literally heard it on the radio, in the car on the way over here.
Sadly, I've approved like 5 posts in my baseball group regarding this, but I've never stopped to read it.
It's 18 seconds.
So I'm sorry.
So maybe they're start. I feel like anything they were going to
What
add.
was it before?
20?
Yeah, I don't feel like you should have subtracted.
You'd probably add it, right?
I mean, I would have went to like 23, the magic number,
I can dig it.
and then leave it there.
I mean, 25 maybe?
Honestly, I felt like it should have stayed the same in the regular season and went to 25 for the playoffs.
Everybody seemed to.
Is that fair?
Yeah, you can make a little tweak for bigger
Because
stakes.
for the playoffs, you got to have those big moments.
No,
But like, why would you reduce it in a regular season? I mean, how short do you want the damn games to be?
I mean, 20 to 18 seconds. Like, we had enough of those calls, but probably too many. You know what I mean? I don't think they needed to amplify that. But anyway, so you don't like just on the service level without knowing.
No,
the
I don't
ins
think it
and
was
outs.
necessary.
I agree.
Across the board, it was down this year. They got what they wanted. I think it's I think if you keep pushing it, you're going to push off the traditionalists, is my point, Chad.
But
So the point is, it worked this year. Just let a sleeping dog lie, I guess is my point.
I'm with you. But I feel like this is the new MO on baseball. Like
Manfred is a jackass.
they just want to tinker and mess with stuff all the time. Even if your ratings were better
My
this
point
year,
is, it's a beautiful game. Quit tinkering with it.
I can't say anything else other than that.
Hashtag stop the tinkering. MLB.
All right. I got all kinds of data here, and I just want to share it because I think it's fun as hell. All right. So I have college basketball, college football, NFL, NBA, and MLB. So you got one you want to start with? You want to pick a lane here? Do you want to get college out of the way first because it's not as exciting maybe? We can probably move through it quick.
Let's do it.
So they actually have a map up from Sports Reference, and it shows you every state and what player was searched the most in that state. So people went on to College Basketball Reference, and they typed in a name. But here's the thing. It doesn't say it has to be an active player. It's just people looking up college stats. You use Baseball Reference all the time, Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you might be looking up Ted Williams or, something.
I look up everywhere all the time.
I mean,
it's crazy.
It doesn't matter, right? So there is a name that takes up more states on this map than anybody else, and they are not even alive. But if you were thinking of a college basketball player that people,
So the player's passed away.
oh yeah, he's been
So
dead.
My first guess was already out the window since you said that. But
Who is that? I'm just curious.
Leitner.
Leitner. No, and I didn't even see Leitner on here anywhere. So nobody cares about Leitner.
Yeah.
A couple ones.
I know who it is.
Who is it?
Lynn Bias.
It's not Lynn Bias.
Oh.
I was checking to see if Lynn Bias was in Maryland or anywhere like that.
You're
He's
serious?
not. Nope.
He's not on the list?
No, and this guy is actually number one in West Virginia, our state, number one in Pennsylvania, Virginia, Louisiana, Mississippi, all the Dakotas, Nebraska, Missouri, Illinois. Any
All
guess?
3 Dakotas.
All 3 Dakotas.
Passed away.
How long ago did he die?
I can't ever remember exactly when he died, but he played in the 70s. I feel like he died in the 90s.
Let's go Will Chamberlain.
Will Chamberlain's a great guess. But it is. You got a guess, Mongo?
No.
Pistol Pete Maravich.
Dude, yeah. Pistol Pete's one of the most interesting careers that you think of.
And this shows you like how much it's holding up.
Because he has those clips before like reels were cool of him and his handles on the court. Dude was amazing on the court. He was a wizard. He was like the original Jason Williams White Chocolate. So Pistol Pete clips never get old even today. So I understand.
No, like more people
Now
in
that you
Iowa,
say that, it stands out.
more people in Iowa searched up Pistol Pete than any other college player this year.
Really?
Just throwing that out there. He's got no connection to Iowa, but everything you just said, Mr. Brown, is why.
You know how you do like Fat Boy Wednesday or whatever?
Yes.
Can we do like at least Thursday, like Throwback Thursday?
Yeah,
do a Pistol Pete one next week?
I can do. I didn't do one yet today, so I can try to squeeze
I'm
one
just
out.
saying, even if you don't get it in, tomorrow's Flashback Friday.
See what you did there. We'll just keep inventing new days.
But Pistol Pete.
Sentimental Saturday.
Yeah. I like where you're going there.
Well, just that's what gets clicks.
Yeah.
Just put up old shit and people love it. It's great. Although the Bartola cologne, I had fun with that one.
That was a good one.
I found that one clip where he fell in the tunnel with these cleats on.
You keep messaging in that group, and I'll tell you some fat people.
A couple other ones just to throw out there. Drew Timmy was on there a couple times. Christian Braun, a lot of Montana, Wyoming, Colorado. Nobody else. Brandon Miller was on there a lot. But that was kind of it. So let me see if there's anything else worth sharing.
Pistol Pete and all those current guys. That's insanity.
They did a women's college basketball, and there's only one name. The entire country is
Katie.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
Clark.
As bad as I know that, I mean, I was just going to say Pat Summit.
I mean, it's everybody.
Caitlin Clark.
She's amazing.
Have you all watched her play?
I mean, I've seen highlights, but I'm not trying to be a hater. But
here's the funny thing, though.
I don't watch a lot of.
I've watched some games.
Go ahead.
And it's the only games in women's college basketball I've ever watched has been Caitlin Clark, and she's ridiculous.
No, so I think she's on a mission now because I feel like she thinks that LSU kind of ridiculed her and just put her down last year.
Yeah,
because you know what I mean. I feel like she's on a mission now. She's going to win a national championship this year. I'm telling you, because you got the nonsense going on in LSU, right? Angel Reese.
Oh yeah,
she's like MIA and making her own rules now because she's all about the money and all that shit. So
right.
I think old girl this year is winning it all, and she's on a mission.
Dude, none of these girls will try to ever play in the WNBA if they have college eligibility because they're making more money in college than they ever will in the WNBA.
She's got to be the biggest star in college basketball.
She is now.
On both sides.
No, I feel like her and Reese was teetering back and forth for different reasons.
Yeah.
And I feel like, but now with this trouble and her blowing up, I feel like it's clearly her now.
All right, let's take a look at the college football. I just want to keep it moving because we got a lot. There's a lot of shit that happened this year, but college football was an interesting one. So same principle here. There are two NFL quarterbacks. Well, actually, I'll take that back. Forget I even said that. But there is one name that takes up 75% of the map. Almost all these guys, none of these guys are in college anymore. So a lot of this was people looking at their young players that came in. So do you have a guess who dominates the map for who was looking up the most times for a college football player?
Arch Manning.
That's a good guess. You would think maybe Texas would be there.
Let me tell you why I said that real quick, and I remembered what I was thinking about was the fact that Arch Manning makes 3 times more than Brock Purdy.
Yes.
As a backup quarterback.
I'm surprised it's not more.
That's what I was thinking about, and I forgot, so that's when I dropped that.
Schroeder Sanders?
No. So I'm just going to tell you because you guys will not guess this as long as it takes. Anthony Richardson is everywhere on here. Like West Coast, like he's got everything from the Rockies west.
And he's not even playing.
Every state. You got a couple other guys. Can you guess Illinois?
Guess Illinois.
I'm asking.
We're talking college.
There's just people looking up a college player's stats.
Illinois. Oh, okay.
I'm asking you for a reason, pal.
So it's a current Bears player.
It definitely is a current Bears player.
Does his name rise? I'm not going to name his name, but are his initials Justin Fields?
Yes, you are correct, sir. So can you guess who Wisconsin's might be? Because this dude ain't played in the NFL until this year.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin been searching up Jordan Love stats for college because they didn't have NFL stats to look at.
Ooh.
So Jordan Love's out. Joe Burrow's Louisiana still.
Not Ohio.
Ohio was Anthony Richardson. But like people in Louisiana still looking up Joe Burrow's stats in college because, I mean, why wouldn't you? It was the best offense you ever saw.
Until Jalen Daniels.
Bryce Young only gets Alabama. Stetson Bennett got Georgia. And that's it. Everything else is Anthony Richardson. Oh, wait. Jahmyr Gibbs.
Michigan.
Yeah, there you go. Oh. Jeff Sims, Nebraska. I don't know who that is. That sucks for me.
He was a quarterback.
Is he? Oh, Will Levis was also on there. So for his home state. And then if you want to do NBA here, this one's fun. You can probably guess who dominates the entire map.
LeBron James.
LeBron James. So everybody else, these are all active players. There are only 1, 2, 3 other names on here besides LeBron. LeBron takes up 40 states.
That's insanity.
Can you guess who number 2 is?
Michael Jordan.
No, these are all active players.
Active players.
Yes.
Luka.
Giannis.
Luka's got to be up there.
Luka is not on here at all. Giannis is number 3. He's got 2 states, Wisconsin, and Arkansas loves them some Giannis for some reason.
All right.
The MVP's on there.
Joker.
Yeah, four states. So he gets Wyoming, Colorado,
He damn well
Missouri,
should.
Virginia. Oh, and he also has New Jersey and Connecticut. I didn't count those little New England states. And then,
Joker got those?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then the last one, I don't really follow the NBA, but I'm assuming this guy plays for the Jazz. Markkanen? Is that Lauri Markkanen?
I have no idea.
No,
who
he's
that
still in the
is.
Jazz?
I don't know.
He's a power forward. The Bulls drafted him originally.
I don't know who he is.
He went to Cleveland, and now he's at the Jazz.
I'm just assuming he's on the Jazz.
Lauri Markkanen?
Yes.
And he's who? Which state?
Utah.
Just Utah.
Yeah.
That's Lauri Markkanen.
I was like, who the hell's this guy?
He's a badass.
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have no idea who that is.
All right. I'm not alone then. Do you want to guess what WNBA player has the entire country?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no, they don't. They have everything except for Connecticut and Alaska, which Diana Taurasi has.
Brittany Griner.
Definitely not. Sue Bird. All right. How about this? What is the most viewed team in the NBA?
Lakers.
Lakers only got Washington, Nevada, and California.
Vegas.
The Nuggets dominated.
Wow, that's
They're
impressive.
everywhere.
I would have never known that.
Everything was pretty state specific. I didn't see any outliers there. Even Louisiana was the Pelicans. And all right, so top 10 player pages viewed. So we already said LeBron, Joker.
All current players?
I'm gonna give you Jordan. He was number 3.
Oh, so anybody.
Yep. Man. All right, everybody else is a current player. So can you round out the top 10?
All right, so what are they again?
We got LeBron, Joker, Jordan,
and then 7 other current players in any sport.
So 4 through 10 NBA.
Oh, just NBA.
Who's the most searched NBA player?
And you said Luka's not on there.
Luka is not in the top 10.
That's surprising.
That's amazing. Giannis is number 10.
Okay.
Ja Morant?
No, I'm surprised.
That's a good guess. Yeah. Let's go AD.
No. Oh, there's another former player on here. Number 8 is Kobe. So I'll give you that.
Oh, okay.
Because I misled you. I apologize. He looks so youthful in that picture.
So no AD, though.
No AD.
Steph Curry.
Number 4.
Klay Thompson.
Nope.
Oh, Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler with the long hair. Number 9.
Yeah. Wow. I thought it'd be better than that.
Draymond Green with all his stuff.
That would be a great guess.
Yeah. Nope.
Oh, let's go with Kawhi Leonard.
How about I just tell you the 3 remaining ones
James
used
Harden.
to all be teammates. James Harden is 1 at number 6.
Simmons. No. Paul
Joel
George.
Joel Embiid? No.
Russ Westbrook.
Kevin Durant. Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Durant was 5. Westbrook was 7.
Holy shit!
So that's what the nation is looking at when they're checking out basketball players. So I was really surprised.
That's a depressing list.
I was really surprised to be see Jimmy on there.
I wasn't.
And then the top three, I guess because they're in the were they in
the
the
Karen
finals?
haircut, man.
The haircut did it.
That's what did it. He did that on purpose.
I gotta look up these dudes.
I gotta be in the top 10 end of the year for We Don't Know Sports.
The three most single-viewed articles all year was when LeBron James broke the all-time scoring record back in February, Joker winning the Finals MVP, and the number 3, Hachimura getting traded to the Lakers.
Really?
What the hell, Chad? You sure?
This is
Did you get a virus?
They even made a big graphic to show me. So that's
wow.
the recap of the NBA. So let's move on. Let's go to NFL. How about that? So this one might be a little easier. Can you guess what football player dominates the map in the NFL?
Travis Kelce right now? Or
No,
Patrick Mahomes?
It's 2023 year in review.
I'd
So
say Mahomes.
Mahomes definitely dominates. Number 2, it looks like a two-way tie.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts only has Pennsylvania.
Oh, all right. Well, let's go Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy is not on here at all.
Oh, shit.
But they are all quarterbacks.
You look very proud of this. I'm going to go Joe Burrow.
No, Joe Burrow is not on here at all. Even in Ohio, there's somebody else that got the love.
Really?
So I'm going to give you the outliers. Aaron Rodgers still got Wisconsin. Kirk Cousins, obviously, in Minnesota. We said Jalen Hurts. So the person that has California, Nevada, Alaska, and New England and Florida
Tom Brady?
is Tom Brady. Justin Fields got Illinois. Derek Carr got Louisiana. So, like, he goes to the Saints, and everybody's like, all right, we got to see who the hell this jackass is.
Right.
And they're like, oh, no.
Exactly.
So
Mayday.
who's the guy I'm leaving out that takes up the Midwest and you know,
Montana?
Georgia, North Carolina, Kentucky, West Virginia? And when I saw West Virginia, I was like, this can't be true.
It's not Montana?
Active
Dak
player,
Prescott.
former MVP.
Active player, former MVP.
Peyton Manning.
Active on the field, not in the
active
booth.
player.
Yes.
Yeah, apparently. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll get there together.
Stafford.
No.
Oh, who the hell are we talking about here, Brad?
Former MVP. Their team
It seems like all the MVPs
has
just
the best
retired.
record in the AFC. Wakey. Lamar Jackson. People
Really?
loving them some Lamar Jackson. Can you believe West Virginia had Lamar Jackson as their number one search player in the
I would
NFL?
have never guessed Lamar Jackson in my life. That's why
No.
I'm just dumbfounded right now.
Same here.
That's why I thought it was worth bringing up. I was just letting you know what the masses might think. You can probably guess the map is dominated by really good teams. The exception is Ohio and Kentucky's got Cincinnati. Michigan got, Detroit. Minnesota's got Minnesota. North Dakota is Pittsburgh for some reason.
Really?
And Pittsburgh don't even have their own state
Wow.
because they got Philly.
Yeah.
Philly takes up the entire East Coast. From Pennsylvania to Florida, they're everything except for Maryland, who has Baltimore. Buffalo has New York, and then New England has New England. Dallas only has 2 states.
That is shocking.
I was blown away by that. But the predominant logo on here is the Kansas City Chiefs. And then the Niners out west. So all good teams. And then Seattle up there by themselves in Washington. I just thought that was interesting. But same question. Top 10 players searched in the NFL on Football Reference. And 1, 2, 3 are retired.
Brady.
Brady's number 2.
Manning,
He's number 8.
Drew Brees,
No, he is a wide receiver.
Randy Moss,
No.
Terrell Owens,
No.
Jerry
It's
Rice.
Jerry Rice at number 9. All right, so we already established Mahomes is number 1. Brady's number 2. I'll give you Lamar at number 3. Number 4, I'm surprised he's not higher because he makes news even when he doesn't play.
He makes news when he doesn't play. And he's a quarterback?
Yes, and they just activated him to the roster this week.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Number 5, tight end.
Kelsey.
Number 6 and 7 are quarterbacks. They play in the Eastern time zone.
Baker
Tua.
Mayfield?
Definitely not.
Tua.
Tua's not on here.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen's number 7. Jalen Hurts number 6.
There you go.
Peyton Manning, you guys mentioned, was number 8. Rice 9. And then number 10,
Fields?
Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
I want to say I'm kind of okay with Fields right now. I know I've been
Wow.
I know I've been down on him, but they've looked a lot closer.
Trade the Raiders the first pick, please.
I would love to trade the first pick. I would love that. Trade it for 2 first-round picks, maybe 3.
We don't have that many. Sorry.
The baseball one is pretty fun.
Okay.
I like the baseball map a lot. Can you guess the player that dominates 3/4 of the map, though?
Shohei.
That's a huge guess, right? It's so weird. Christian Yelich is still number 1 in Wisconsin.
That's insanity.
Miguel Cabrera, he's in there.
He's in Detroit or Michigan.
Michigan. Bryce Harper is in there for Pennsylvania.
I was going to say, and Washington, D.C.?
Delaware.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Shohei got D.C.
All right.
Aaron Judge. He's only got 3 states.
New York, for sure.
New York.
Ronald Acuna, the whole Southeast.
Only 2 states.
Holy shit.
Because Shohei takes over.
Wow.
He got Georgia.
That shows you how big it is.
Georgia and Alabama.
You're saying that's all Ronald got?
That's all Ronald got. Yeah. And then
it shows you how big Shohei Mania is.
Alabama.
Green Boy, Alabama.
There's nothing like this, what we're about to see. I hope you all understand that.
And he's not even going to pitch
it
this year.
Materializes because it should be the most amazing thing ever.
No, it's going to be like record book stuff we're going to see in the next
We'll be
5 years of our life.
telling 2 generations from now.
No, you're 100% right. I'm telling you right now, this is something you talk about by a campfire. What we're about to see in the next 5 years.
I just hope his arm holds up when he comes back to pitching.
Even if it just does for like 5 years.
He's still going to make enough legend with his bat that it's not going to matter.
You think so?
I do.
Because he does, especially, here's the $1 million question. How good of an offensive player would he be if any time he spent devoted toward pitching, he spent on hitting?
Oh, he'd be even better.
That's what I'm saying.
So the point is, like, dude, he's going to be a Hall of Famer either way. It don't matter if he's a two-way player or not. The dude's on a trip.
Could he be the first guy ever to be inducted in the Hall of Fame twice? Could we get that?
That ain't going to happen.
That would be awesome.
You don't do that.
Let's do it.
They should.
Change the game.
I'm telling you, he's the best baseball player in the history of the world.
You know, they put Ric Flair in the Hall of Fame and then put him in again for the 4 Horsemen.
That's fine.
Just saying.
That's fine.
I guess
maybe do fantasy football Hall of Fame and regular Hall of Fame.
What do you think this is going to do for the game of baseball?
Well, I can't say there's a ton of. I haven't heard anything about any up and coming stars that's trying to be two-way players. You just got to be that fucking good. So I don't know what it's. I mean, it's going to make the game on a global scale because where he has the Asian market, you know, and it's going to explode even more like basketball did when Yao came on the scene.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, if Shohei's the face of baseball, of course it's going to make it global. But other than that, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to change. I mean, it might 10 years down the road with kids, but I haven't heard anything now of like, oh, this kid's the next Shohei.
So he's like the Tiger Woods of baseball.
I mean, my thing is, this dude came along 100 years after Babe Ruth. It ain't just going to be the next Shohei. I feel like that's going to be probably 50 years in the making at best.
Like it's an albatross. Like it's not going to happen.
Does that make sense?
I agree with you 100%. Like
this, we are witnessing history right now,
and I think because he makes it look so easy, we often take it for granted. Because we're just used to seeing it for a few years now.
I've seen him in Colorado. I'm telling you, he's a robot.
He's not real. That
can't be.
Is not real.
He can't be. I'm telling you, like his mannerisms were wrong.
Was he
telling
just walking into the wall? Like
I can't wait till y'all see him in Cincinnati. You're going to exactly see what I'm talking about.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to that.
Watch him closely.
Rounding out, Corbin Carroll got Arizona, Julio Rodriguez, and then Luis Reyes got Minnesota and North Dakota.
That's odd.
I also thought that. But, all right.
Even though he's down in Florida?
Can you guess what player got every single Canadian province?
Votto.
Nah, trick question. It's Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, I was going to say Votto.
Just the map for the teams, it's pretty much exactly what you think it would look like.
Dodgers.
The Braves have that from Tennessee to Louisiana to Florida. That's
Dodgers
all.
whole west area.
It's honestly just California, Nevada.
Wow.
Seattle has the Pacific Northwest, and then the Diamondbacks. They have this whole swatch from Montana, Wyoming, Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico.
Wouldn't have
I
thought
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have thought that at all.
No, and because
they're on the up and up. I mean,
Yeah.
people want to talk about it, but Carroll he's a badass, and that's a guy they're gonna build around. They're gonna be respectable for the next 5 years. And I love the fact that they picked up Edwin. What's his name? Eduardo Rodriguez.
Oh yeah,
4-year, $80 million
yeah.
deal. That's a great pickup because what's the one thing they liked in the World Series? Pitching.
Yeah,
and they got it.
And that's an established veteran arm.
I love that a lot.
No, they're not trying to take a step back. Who was number one in West Virginia?
Reds, I'm going to guess.
Nope.
Pirates.
Wow. I'm saddened by that.
Yankees.
No, it's the Pirates.
What?
Yeah.
Reds or Pirates, yeah.
Yeah.
The Pirates?
I just assumed it would be the Reds. The Reds got Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky. I mean, it makes sense.
I'm shocked by that.
The Washington Nationals did not get anything.
They shouldn't.
The Orioles got all that.
Send the Nats back to Montreal.
The Red Sox get the Northeast. Kansas City got Kansas, and St. Louis got Missouri. That was kind of it. Chicago gets their little swatch there.
Here's the thing, though. Everybody wants to talk about like Missouri and St. Louis fans, how passionate they are. Kansas City fans are also passionate. They're just dying for a good product on the field.
Yeah.
The Royals fans, they're good fans.
Other than like a couple years, it's all been shit.
Yeah.
All right, top 10 baseball players searched on Baseball Reference. Only one is retired.
Right. So Shohei, Acuna.
That's 1 and 4.
I want to go Spencer Strider.
Nah.
Wow. One's retired.
Only one.
Babe Ruth.
Nope.
Hank Aaron.
More modern.
Nolan Ryan.
More modern.
Miguel Cabrera.
Oh, I guess he just retired. He's
Yeah.
on there. He's number 7.
Okay.
I was thinking of him as.
You sat on a throne of lies.
I said on the throne.
Ken Griffey Jr.
That's what I would have guessed, but it's not. But
Pete Rose? No, that's not modern.
not modern.
Sooner.
He was once a hitting coach for the Marlins. He got a big head.
Oh, Barry.
Barry Bonds is number 5.
Yeah, I forgot about that stint in Miami.
I think everybody did.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Barry.
trying to give good hints. I was trying to give hard hints. I'll round out the top 10 for you. It's Ohtani, Trout, Judge, Acuna, Bonds, and then Juan Soto, Miguel Cabrera. Mookie Betts is number 8.
I believe that.
Justin Verlander, and Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
I feel
Good.
like
That's a good list.
I'm
So-
kind of surprised Bryce Harper's that low.
predict next year when we do this, where will Bryce Harper be?
Number 2 or 3?
You think he'll be top 5?
Nah,
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't know, man. He's got a lot of
I'm going to say 5 or 6.
he's got a lot of buzz.
I'm telling you.
The
There's not a lot of buzz for second place, Chad.
You ain't first, you're last. The top 3 most viewed pages on Baseball Reference this year was number 3, Justin Verlander traded to Houston. Number 2, Shohei Ohtani, 2 home runs and 10 Ks in one game. And the number 1, Scott Rowland, inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that threw me off.
It wasn't a big Hall of Fame class.
No.
So I think everyone probably just latched onto that.
I think, though, everyone forgets how good defensively Scott Rowland was. And I get like he came up and he was not just a masher. He was a guy that would get you that double in the gap. He played great third base defense. He hit for a high average, and he played every day. So, I mean, Scott Rowland was if you played baseball, he's the type of guy you want on your team every time.
No, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, how many years did he play in Cincinnati off the top of your head?
Probably like 6.
But, so you got to see him. And
Yeah.
what do you think about his years in Cincy?
I mean, you knew what you got at the hot corner. I mean, he was
glad he's on your team, right?
He was starting to decline a little bit because that was after he was with the Phillies.
Right.
But he was still like that borderline all-star guy. Like he was going to be right there in that discussion. But defensively, oh yeah, you didn't even think about it.
there's other areas you're worried about improving. You're good over there.
Yeah, you're not thinking like we need to make a big splash in the offseason for third base.
Yeah,
no, we got Scott Rowland. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I just thought it was interesting to see what the masses were out there searching. So, I'm going to take a break and take a piss. Mongo, you might need some more wine.
I think I need a little more wine.
More wine. What are you drinking this evening?
Cabernet Sauvignon.
I like the way he says that. He's bringing some real class to the show. Well, let's work on trying to destroy that class when we come back. All right, so our year in review will carry on here, and this I just want to kind of speed scroll through some of these things. So going back to January, these are just like highlights of the biggest, most notable events in sports, and I'm sure there's going to be some people listening. They're going to be pissed off that we left certain things out. I don't have time to research everything. I went and found this list from a couple places, kind of put it together. So just going back to January. The city of Oakland failed to secure $180 million in federal funds that would have saved the A's and have them stay in Oakland. Does it seem like it happened that long ago? I feel like this story never died.
Yeah, I feel like we have asked week by week, is this official? Is this official?
We just assumed it was.
I mean, it's very sad for the city of Oakland that they've lost all these major sporting teams. But like we had kind of talked, I don't know if it was off the air or not, but how many teams are there already in California? And maybe it was a little saturated because the fact is you move these teams to Vegas, you get them out of that California market, it's not as saturated. Maybe we overcompensated the fact of what LA could do for a team.
I think
California.
California. I think just because you have a lot of people in the state doesn't mean that it's going to evenly distribute amongst franchises. Everybody just goes to the Dodgers.
No, I agree. But then again, the A's fans, when the A's were doing their thing, they've always been there. So, like, the fact that now ownership's never even tried, they're kind of similar to Pittsburgh right now. They're more worried about making money than putting a good product on the field.
Right.
So, the stadium's probably the worst stadium in all of baseball. That's not probably, it is. So,
no question.
I mean, come on, man. What are they doing over there?
So January is when we thought they made it official, apparently, and then every week on the show, is it official? No. That's how that went. Mongo, the Bears signed a Big Ten commissioner, Kevin Warren, as their president and CEO. Does that give you hope and optimism for the future? That was January 12th.
You know what?
You're about a year in now.
Yes. So
loving it.
When this season started, I did not feel good about the Bears. But they've had 6 games this year. They've lost these 6 games, but they've been within a touchdown and been leading in a lot of those games. They gave up the game against Denver that they were playing really well in. They've looked good. I feel like they may be closer than what I thought they were. Much closer than maybe the Raiders.
I have no faith in the Raiders, brother, so I agree with you there.
Was that a necessary slight?
I think it may have been.
No, you can't throw slight at me against the Raiders because I'm going to agree with you. But so is what the Bears need most, so if you're sticking with Fields, is it Marvin Harrison?
I don't know if that's enough.
I would rather see
Is that where you go? What do you think?
I still want to see him trade that pick.
Don't get multiple?
So here's the thing. How many years has Fields got another year on his rookie contract?
I feel here's my comp for if Harrison went to the Bears. It would be similar to Saquon Barkley going to the Giants because you just be wasting that talent.
Great piece, but
for about half a decade.
You can't compliment it.
You just see what I'm saying? It's just a waste.
McCaffrey on the Panthers.
Correct. So, like, why would you even do it? Like, let's get in the trenches here. That's what I'd say.
I'm with you. All right. Let's keep rolling. We got the rest of the year to get through. How about this? I forgot about this one. The Spurs set the all-time NBA single game attendance record. Do you know how many people it was?
23.
I'm going to guess this was Wembanyama's debut.
No, this was back in January.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This was against the Golden State Warriors, and they played it at the Alamo Dome.
Oh, no.
68,000.
I was just thinking of an arena. All right, you got me.
That's shocking.
I think the one I remember, the one that broke. Do you remember whenever Jordan and the Bulls played in the Georgia Dome?
Yeah.
I think that was the record.
I don't know about records, but do you remember that one game in college basketball? I think it was Michigan State and somebody played on an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, out in California.
That was glorious.
Yes.
I thought that was awesome.
That would be a once in a lifetime sporting
aircraft carrier.
Yes.
It was amazing.
That's incredible.
I showed you how big those damn aircraft carriers.
For whatever reason, I remember Michigan State. I think it was either UNC or Duke.
It was a blue blood.
Yeah.
You're right. I would guess UNC, but
for me, because I'm not a big college basketball guy than WVU, and I love the tournament, but that's one of the moments that stuck out with me recently is that game was amazing for not me having nothing invested in.
Yeah, that's just cool shit.
That means it doesn't move. That means
it's so big.
Yeah.
It's not like a cruise ship.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a video of people on a cruise ship playing pool?
Yeah, I'm like, how the hell would they play basketball here? I couldn't even eat dinner without my glasses shaking.
Everybody's got Parkinson's all of a sudden.
That's what it was.
All right, last one in January. The NCAA. Do you know who Endeavor is? The company Endeavor. That is the big conglomeration between UFC and WWE now.
Yes.
The NCAA went and got some of the talking heads at Endeavor to be their negotiators for the next NCAA media rights. So that's why you're getting all these playoff expansions, and I think we're going to go to Power 5 only now, and all this kind of nonsense. Those are the powers at work. Moving on to February. I didn't know this. The Baltimore Orioles declined an option to extend their Camden Yards lease by 5 more years. So they're trying to go over a longer-term agreement. So I don't know. Oh, no, it says in December they finally came up with just like 2 weeks ago.
All right, so where are we at now?
So that was no
5-year lease?
I think they got a long-term. It doesn't say what it is, but I didn't know that they were in the balance there. Could you imagine if the Orioles relocated like the A's?
That'd be different.
That would suck.
Probably Virginia, like everybody else is leaving the D.C. area.
I didn't want to guess what the Seattle Storm WNBA franchise was valued at in February.
No idea.
$2.
You are correct. It's actually $151 million.
2 McDoubles.
So
Yes.
Every other sports franchise is in the billions, but WNBA $151 million. Hey, that's a lot more than I thought. So let's see what else we got here. Some crap about ESPN I don't care about. Oh, we remember this one. February 9th, Big 12 conference announced that Texas and Oklahoma was saying bye-bye.
Good riddance.
I hate what this has done to college sports.
I do too.
It's terrible. February 12th, you had the Super Bowl with the Chiefs getting the win. Let's see. Oh, that's about it there. March. What we got?
A missed field goal.
Missed field goal. Did you see that throw by Savard earlier where he threw it like underhanded? That was pretty damn nice. Man, there wasn't much going on in March, except for in March 22nd, the World Baseball Classic. You were just talking about Shohei and what he does for the game. How big do you think the World Baseball Classic was? And how big will it be?
It's not just Shohei. It's amazing, and period, because you have 2 of your biggest pitching prospects on the market, free agent markets, 2 Japanese pitchers. And you have Yamamoto, who's probably going to sign with the Yankees. And forgive me for not looking it up, but there's an even probably just as good 1-1A left-hander that's coming over from that same Japanese team starter that I think is going to have a better year than Yamamoto. I want to put that on record.
I mean,
That's a bold statement.
what makes you feel that way?
I saw their deliveries, and I like what I've seen.
Who's going to sign him?
That's a good question.
I think he might fall back into the Giants because they can't get anybody else.
The World Baseball Classic made over $100 million.
Yeah.
For a pretty short tournament, that's pretty good. They had over 1 million people in attendance. So,
It's definitely fun to watch.
yeah, I love that. In April, I just mentioned it. We have the WWE and UFC merge to form TKO Holdings, which is part of the Endeavor Group.
So I want to put that on record is the fact that, I'm not the big wrestling guy that you are, but I try to, I do love nostalgia. But the fact is that they've brought all these big names back because of where that's different people making decisions. And WWE is finally back to where it's trending in the right direction.
They have a buzz, don't they?
They do.
You know what?
What happens to AEW now? Is it done?
I mean, they're going to make money.
But you don't think they're done within a couple of years?
I mean, they could be, but they make so much money from TV rights. I mean, I think there's enough to share. I really do.
I think what's his name? The white guy in AEW.
MJF?
Yeah, I think he's with the WWE in a matter of 3 years.
It might be next year.
I'm just saying shorter at least.
Yeah.
If he leaves them, I think they're done.
He was on the red carpet with John Cena. They were at I'm going to watch this movie this weekend, the Iron Claw.
Yeah.
He was a producer in the movie, and he was like cutting it up with John Cena. So everybody starts the rumors again, like, oh, see, he's talking to the WWE guys. But, if that happens, they could be well on their way out.
So what's your opinion of CM Punk back?
It's different there because he'll fall in line because you can't.
He needs the money.
Wrestlers are running the wrestling organization in AEW. In WWE, it's ran by the brass, and it's like a job, and you don't cross the boss, and you don't break the rules, or you're going to have hell to pay.
Isn't it funny how it's so much different on the structure there?
It is, and that's part of the problem with the EVPs. That's why Cody Rhodes left. You can't be a vice president and still be a wrestler.
Yeah.
Like you can't. Like Triple H didn't move into the roles he's in now until he retired.
I know. I wish he was still wrestling though.
Triple H, I
love
like
Triple
a
H.
lot. You can say what you want about him marrying in and all
Anyways,
that.
we'll talk about that. Go
all
ahead.
right, the UFC was worth $12.1 billion. Do you have any idea what WWE was worth? You want to throw a guess out there?
Was it?
You said 12.1?
$12.1 billion.
So I would assume that I'm going to guess that WWE was bigger because it was longer. So I'm going to say 20 billion.
I'm going to go less. I'm going to go 13 billion.
So that would still be more because it was 12.1, but less than Mr. Brown's answer.
What's the answer?
It was 9.3. So still, do you know how much Vince McMahon paid for WWF when he bought it?
Not a lot.
$1 million.
Yeah,
he turned $1 million.
$1 million.
$1 million into
Dr. Evil
and lasers.
Yes.
Freaking sharks with freaking lasers.
April 24th, the Jets completed the trade for Aaron Rodgers. Do you remember how long that soap opera took to unfold?
I felt like it was every week for like 4 weeks. It was like, where's Aaron Rodgers going? After he got out of this black hole of madness.
He's been in a soap opera for the past like 5 years.
He's
so. The fact
worse
that
now.
He's on the active roster now. They've already said he's not playing because they're not going to make the playoffs.
That's some bullshit.
So let me tell you this. So let's say he's healthy and he goes through the season. He comes back next year. Do you have big beliefs in the Jets?
If he's healthy, I do because
you'd feel good about it.
Because I
feel like they've shown some grittiness this year.
Like they've been just anemic's a polite word for offense, and yet here they are. Like in some games, like it's 10-7 or 3-0. Like they're not good.
But here's the thing, though: you still have the Dolphins and the Bills in that division.
Oh, I'm not saying they're going to be like a 12-win team, but could they make the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers? I mean, I think
they
so.
could fall in on like a wild card, probably.
I mean, we'll see what happens. You don't seem to be so sure, Mongo.
No, I mean, I had them overtaking the Bills this year if Rodgers would have played, if he would have lasted longer than 4 snaps. What I don't like,
you can't clearly think that again for next year after taking a whole year off.
What I don't like, the biggest thing I don't like is that he's on the active roster, and I think it's just to show like what he did is unconventional medicine. It's not modern medicine. The way he went about things, I think he's on the active roster just to show that. What I don't like.
So you don't think he's going to practice?
He may very well practice, but he's not going to play, 1. And 2, he took up a roster spot and he's not going to be used. Somebody just lost their job.
Oh my God.
So that he could show
who got cut.
I don't know.
Exactly. Nobody cares.
Dude, that happens everywhere.
It was a fullback. Who cares?
I care.
You don't know his name. You don't care.
No,
you're just trying to posture and act like you care.
Rodgers,
you could give 2 shits about that guy.
Everybody already knows he's recovered from the Achilles injuries.
I think there was a clause there that he had to say that he's like back on the roster or something.
In order for him to be able to be at team facilities,
done it.
Yeah, for him
they knew he wasn't playing.
The only way for him to do live practice is he has to be
essentially
on the
he's the emergency quarterback.
Practice,
correct. But practice. We're talking about practice and a man's job. Who Mongo don't even know.
Oh, Rodgers is going to show up in practice because if you're showing up to practice and you're not the starter, clearly you can walk through practice and you're just going through the motions.
At least they talked about it. Could you imagine if he's just like all of a sudden reports out of Jets camp, Rodgers in full pads Wednesday? Everybody would be like, what? And then Pat McAfee would have to.
I'm going to be honest. It would be amazing for football if Rodgers had this like farewell tour next year. After he comes back from this injury and just balls out in New York City.
He's talking
it would be so amazing.
He's talking like he's going to play like Brady, though.
There's no way.
But he's saying.
How old is he now?
He's 39?
So they're saying he's going to play like 5 more years.
He might be 40 now.
Is he 40?
So he's saying like another half decade?
Is he 40?
I'm a man. Come after me.
Well, good for you, Aaron. Let's see what happens.
He might need to with all the New York taxes just to make some money. But,
amen.
All right, let's keep moving. Speaking of making money, I'm just going to read this paragraph because this is amazing. Alabama baseball coach on May 4th, Brad Bohannon, is fired after an investigation linked him to suspicious bets placed in Cincinnati on the Crimson Tide game against LSU. You know, if anybody's betting on college baseball, they probably have a problem. But, basically this started uncovering all kinds of things. You had Iowa and Iowa State student athletes got charged placing illegal bets. The NFL suspended 10 players for betting on NFL games or placing bets while on league property. So my question is now, is gambling with athletes still a problem? Are we scratching the surface, or is it not a big deal?
Is it like weed that they're just not acknowledging it now?
Is that I don't think that's the case.
Somebody
maybe they're just not looking as hard. Is that what it is?
Until the season's over.
And then all of a sudden everybody's in trouble.
Yeah, in November of 2023.
Yeah, we saw that you did this. But anyway, so gambling's here to stay. Speaking of gambling, Bally's Corp. This is the Oakland A's news that just doesn't stop. No wonder we were confused all year. May the 10th, they entered into an agreement to build the ballpark for $1.5 billion in Vegas. So they had the agreement for the ballpark in place before anything else was finalized, other than they weren't renewing their lease. Let's see. And A's fans, A's are all over this, protesting the team's move to Vegas. They did a reverse boycott, and they ended up drawing 27,000 fans to the Coliseum, which is the largest crowd of the year. I think they had attendance in the 6,000 range this year a couple times. Is that correct? Do you remember that?
It was very bad. Like there was games where it was like Carolina Panthers. Like
it was worse.
Yeah,
it was.
I don't know.
It was
I don't
bad.
think I ain't seen any tickets for 45 cents.
How about this one? This is a big spot. It's only news sports wise because of the UFC. Modelo Especial overtook Bud Light to become the most top-selling U.S. beer brand in 2023.
I was rooting for Yingling.
I mean,
it's too regional.
We knew what was going to happen after that whole debacle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happened, and now they got Emmitt Smith and Peyton Manning back trying to rejuvenate their brand.
They're doing what they can. June 28th, the NBA and NBAPA signed a 7-year collective bargaining agreement, so you got 7 years of peace. You don't have to worry about strikes and lockouts unless it's the officials. And July 16th, Lionel Messi became a soccer player for Miami. Did you guys care?
My son told me about it, so I knew.
That was it. It was big news the time I heard it, and then I never heard anything about it again.
There's a soccer team in Miami?
In the, what is it, the MLS?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
You know what they're called?
No.
The Miami Galaxy.
Is that what it is?
Maybe.
He just pulled
you
that.
laughed like it was bullshit, but I was like, oh, wow. Look at him dropping knowledge in here.
I bought it until he laughed.
I think it's the Galaxy.
It might be.
He had me sold.
Anyway, so Landon would give me updates on him all year long, so that's the only reason I knew. I don't know if they're the Galaxy. I'm just guessing.
So do you know why in July, Liberty Media, you know who that is, right?
Yeah, the Braves owner.
They split off the Atlanta Braves as an independently traded company.
I don't know why they did it. But
they were the only team that you could see like a ledger on. And I remember the year they won the World Series. I was like, holy shit, they made a lot of money.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So I don't know what that means, but I also know that Warren Buffett brought a big amount into the Atlanta Braves here this past 3 months.
So it says the Braves and their real estate development project, the Battery, will comprise what is now Atlanta Braves Holdings. So they own all of those.
I told you that.
I didn't know they owned all the property, too.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
Okay.
So the Braves own the stadium. They own everything around the stadium. They develop.
They own the hotels.
And they make all this money no matter if it's baseball or not. So I'm telling you, that's the future.
That's
I got to get you down to the Battery.
I know.
You're going to see it, and you're just going to be like, "Holy hell! Where's this been my whole life?"
I'll go to a Braves game.
I'll even go down there when the Reds are in town, if that makes it better for you.
We'll look at let's find a weekend.
I'll go. I'm in.
I'll go. I'm literally not tooting my own horn. I'm like a tour guide down there.
Well, no, I mean, we expect that. We're looking for a tour guide if we're going somewhere.
No, but like I'm telling you, we got to go to Goldberg's because I love their smoked salmon bagel on everything bagel. Oh, it's so good.
I've only been you guys know I travel a lot. I've not been outside of an airplane in Atlanta except for once.
Oh, that's disappointing. Atlanta's a nice town.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I want to.
So we go to a game, you're going to go.
Yeah, I want to check it out.
I go down 3 or 4 times a year. You got to hit one.
I love big cities.
All right, but there's the funny thing. Now Atlanta's on the outskirts. We're 20 minutes north of Atlanta downtown. But the battery's its own thing is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So it's open container. You walk around. It's like 3 blocks full of just restaurants, bars, and all kinds of good stuff. Breweries.
That's cool.
If you want to go to the world of Coke, you'll have to take a separate trip.
And we can Uber to Del Murphy's restaurant. He stops in there regularly.
I'm in.
Let's do it.
What's Del Murphy's restaurant called? Just Del Murphy's? Murphy's Law?
Yeah.
Don't say that.
The Florida Galaxy.
All right, the Miami Galaxy. No, all right, July 20th, the Washington Commanders owner Daniel Snyder is fined $60 million by the NFL. And, they pretty much told him he's got to sell it. Do you not notice a difference with Washington and new ownership? I know they didn't have the best year, but don't you feel optimistic for that franchise?
Kind of do.
I feel better because it's like they're just trying to do their thing and focus on football and not be a fiasco to the rest of the league.
Yeah.
I think, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they're even like looking at the stadium like, well, we need to update some suites.
I feel like they're acting more professional as a franchise and no more worried about winning football games now than being in the news.
I mean, they the names of that town, the franchise names, it's the worst in all of sports. You got the Nationals and the Wizards.
Do you think Commanders is the worst?
The Commanders has got to be
worse than the Guardians?
I know, but they're all terrible.
Wait, worse than the Guardians?
Let's talk about how bad Washington, D.C. sports are right now.
They're gonna lose. I talked about this last week on the show. The Wizards and the Caps are going to end up in Northern Virginia.
They need to go there. Get out of that fucking cesspool.
Yeah.
They're in Chinatown right now.
The Guardians, it's a bad name, though, as well.
The Guardians is a bad name.
What are they guarding?
It's the name of a bridge that people get DUIs on.
They are guarding people from the steamers.
That's 2 Cleveland steamers.
We are guarding the city of Cleveland from a championship.
Yeah. That's it. Don't cross this bridge.
That's exactly what they're doing. Amen.
On July 27th, the University of Colorado announced they were also leaving the Pac-12 to join the Big 12. So
hated it.
One man's trash is another man's treasure. Let's see.
They could do something in the Big 12.
They have the best recruiting class in the country right now, so you're
not the best recruiting class, the best transfer class.
Well, if that's the way I look at it, is that's the recruiting class right now because it changes every 6 months.
Transfers are probably better than high school recruits.
I feel like you have a better idea if they're any good.
You're going to see the talent on a bigger scale.
This is crazy. I didn't even know about this. Tell me if you guys remember this. In August 30th, the University of Nebraska volleyball team set a world record for a attendance at a women's sporting event. They played a volleyball game at the football stadium. 92,000.
I was there.
Were you really?
No.
I would believe
do
it.
they wear like beach volleyball outfits or
no, it's
outfits?
like on the basketball court normally.
That's insane. 92,000.
92,000?
Yes. They have a picture of it here, and it looks insane.
The record of a Pittsburgh sporting event, 70K, and we were there, and this is 22 more K than that at a volleyball
for women's
event?
volleyball.
I don't believe it.
That's probably why, of all these things, it's the only one they showed me a picture of. They won't believe this one. But, yeah, there it was. Oh, let's see. We're rolling through September. I'm trying to see if we got
That's
anything
all I'm
else.
saying. Whoever those marketing guys were for that game, we need to get them to join us with We Don't Know Sports.
Yeah, can we get 90,000 people to watch us sit around and talk about sports?
I mean, come on. What?
We can be more entertaining than women's volleyball.
There you go, Brad. Let's knock into that.
I can wear a thong.
Yeah.
Very well. You don't have to do that.
No, that's good.
I want to wear a thong.
All right, we're in September 26th. This might be the most memorable moment of the year. Do you have any idea what happened on September 26th? It's NFL related.
September 26th. Aaron Rodgers blew his Achilles.
The surprise attendance of superstar, Grammy Award winning artist Taylor Swift at the Kansas City Chiefs game.
Oh, God.
This has been going on since September 26th.
I don't. Can we just skip fast?
I just wanted you to know how long it's been going on.
She's an 8.
Six at best.
You're terrible, Mongo. Oh, let's see. Do we got anything else going on? October is kind of boring. The Toyota got advertising deal with the NFL. I guess that counts as something. Oh, here's one. October 13th, the NFL Sunday Ticket now became distributed by YouTube. I would love to know like how bad DirecTV is doing now, because I feel like that was the only thing people got it for.
I guess my question is, how are they still in business?
And how many people like
That's all they had.
did YouTube like get like a large amount of like YouTube Plus subscribers over this?
I don't feel like they got as much out of it as maybe DirecTV was getting out of it.
Oh, here we go. It says it attracted an estimated 1.3 million signups that exceeded the 1.2 million that they expected to get. So it was about
where they expected.
About on par.
To make investors happy.
The Paramount Network shut down Showtime Sports. So that's where you were getting like the NFL Today stuff that was on Showtime and things like that. All that stuff died in the
What about the
season.
boxing?
I guess they don't have that now either.
I love Showtime boxing.
I guess that was gone as part of it.
That was great programming.
Wow. The NFL agreed to a contract extension with Roger Goodell on October 8th. Do you know how much he makes a year?
$30 million.
I think it's 50.
All right. I knew it was up there.
It's a lot of money. It's do you have a guess, or do you know? I think it's 50.
Do you have the number?
No, I don't. I'm asking.
No, I know it's up there.
I'm going to say it's more. I'm going to say he's making like $75 million.
It could be. It says it's the most lucrative sports league contract.
Wait a minute. You said 50?
I think it's 50.
I'm going to go with $50,000,001.
There you go. He pulled a Mr. Brown.
I did. Thank you, Mr. Brown.
You're welcome.
Oh, and how the tables turned. We went from Bud Light sucking to Modelo being kings, and then on October 25th, the UFC became sponsorship deals once again with Anheuser-Busch, worth more than $100 million. Isn't it funny? You just
Money talks, brother.
relax for a minute. People forget every outrage and controversy.
Money talks, man.
It does.
That's all it is. Period.
They're doing everything they can to associate themselves with masculinity now.
Yes.
I was disappointed we didn't see much about the fall of Bally Sports. I thought that was a big deal, but I didn't see that in here. Now I'm actually seeing it. Sinclair Broadcast Group offers $850 million with Bally Chair to regain Diamond Sports Group. So that was like their regional thing. So I guess there's a bunch of those out there. So November, Bally Sports started getting auctioned off to all these different companies. Let's see what else. Recently retired four-time NBA champion Andre Iguodala on November 9th is named active executive director of the Players Association after Tamika Tremagillo. I've never heard of that name.
No.
Never, ever.
Nope.
He just randomly was like 2 years in charge of the Players Association. Went, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And then they had Andre Iguodala do it. So if you didn't know, Andre Iguodala is the head of the PA now. I think the rest of it, we're kind of up to date here, going all the way back to December. But not a lot of craziness out there in the world of sports this year. But man, the poor Oakland A's, like, they're not highlights, they're lowlights. But man, you want to talk about, like, it's not bad enough that your team got to leave. Like, every 3 months, more news came out about how they were leaving and how bad it was. That just sucks.
I mean, the way they drug it out. I mean, because those fans are passionate. They always represented the Raiders. They represented the A's.
It didn't get officially cleared until last month.
I know, but the fact is, you can't say that those fans didn't show up for both of those teams when they put a good product on the field, and they were very passionate. But the rest is up to ownership. Okay?
It is.
So the fact is, they're still in Oakland. They're still in this team from Oakland, and I feel bad for those people. So I wonder how many of them is going to follow them to Vegas or just say, now I'm a Giants fan.
I think they'll probably just be Giants fans.
I agree.
I mean, that's the rule, right? When your team relocates, you have an opt-out clause.
I
It's
agree.
kind of like when Shohei Ohtani signed to the Dodgers. If they
It's
get
an
rid-
opt-out clause I had once in my adult life, and I didn't exercise it, and I'm mad to this day.
Raiders.
That's regret, man. That's regret 100%. But like,
But I'm there. I'm still there, guys.
But here's what happens, though. Like, if you're going to abandon a team, don't you need to have somebody that you feel something toward? Like, the problem, I went through this when the Charlotte Hornets left, because that was my NBA team back in the 90s and early 2000s. But then, like, there was not another team that I really gravitated
Caught your
toward.
attention, yeah.
And then, so I kind of was like Seattle. Well, that didn't work out. And then I was like, well, I kind of was getting into like OKC a little bit. But then I kind of felt like I was jumping on the bandwagon because they got good real quick, but then they blew it all up. And,
Bro, OKC is the best setup team in the whole NBA right now.
Right? Because they still have like 92 draft picks?
They do. And every draft pick they've been drafting has been contributing on a big scale.
They've been hitting.
So OKC is one of the, I feel like OKC is going to win a championship in the next 5 years.
What's their record right now? Do you have any idea?
I don't
Are they
know.
like a 500 team? Are they above or?
They got to be above, but you got Alexander. What's his name? He's got 3 initials. The guard, Sean Gilchrist, whatever his name is.
Alexander Gilchrist.
Yeah, he's great. So he's like a face of the NBA if they put him on there. So he's that good.
Yeah, I know he's a baller, but I OKC, like I can't tell you the last time I've seen even one of their games on TV. I would have to go seek it out.
No, but even now they have old dude that's rivaling the Rookie of the Year candidate, Wemby.
Okay.
They have old dude that's from I think it's Gonzaga.
Are you talking about Chet Holmgren?
Yeah. He put on some weight.
Is he from Gonzaga?
I think he
Yes.
did play Gonzaga.
So like them 2 guys are the like Rookies of the Year candidates, and they went back and forth, and it's been fun to watch.
I did not realize how terrible San Antonio is.
They
it's
are
bad.
really bad.
Like, do they have 3 wins?
I don't know.
Maybe 4? 3? I don't know.
I know.
So I know Canadian Biggie's response is we need to pull in the reins on how respectable Greg Popovich is.
I mean, it's as much as we talk about Belichick. Like, do we
That's
need
what
to
he would
start this
say.
conversation about Popovich? That's exactly. He's probably right. But I mean, are you hanging on just to try to ride this out to get a good year with Wemby, or if you're Pop, you just walk away now?
I think this year he knows it's done. I think he's still going to come back next year.
I mean, he's got the keys to the castle. They'll let him
think
do
so.
whatever.
As long as he wants to be there, I feel like it's a lifetime contract.
San Antonio's a good basketball town too. Like, just good crowd. They support that team.
I'm going to stand by what I said before. I think Wemby's going to be an all-time talent.
I hope he is.
He's put up some good stats.
I hope
He
he is.
don't have no help.
Dude, he's still young. Like, he's not even close to being where. Wait, Mongo, what did you get?
I got chocolate covered coffee beans.
He's got the coffee beans.
And
The 4-week-old coffee beans we've been slowly nibbling away at down here.
Mr. Brown's dog is looking at me, licking its
You
lips.
can't give him those chocolate-covered coffee beans.
Oh,
But as you're digesting there, I'll give you time to collect your thoughts because we probably do want to hear some Mongo's moments as we wrap up the year.
That's right.
I'm excited.
I'm going to leave you with one Mongo's moment, just one.
Just
That's
one.
fair. That's fair.
Do we need
Okay.
a drum roll or anything?
So,
You're not getting it. Just
Did
do
you
it.
guys hear that? Like Chick-fil-A in New York's going to try to force them to be open on Sundays.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of blue laws or something.
You mean like
Yeah.
the state of New York?
Yes.
The state of New York
It's
is
going to
gonna
be like Chick-fil-A. You need to be open.
yes,
Our people want chicken.
for no reason at all. They just want to
Insane.
attack Chick-fil-A,
That's insane.
chicken fillet.
who is successful, like one of the fastest growing restaurants.
Who are you, New York, to say that?
It is the
Yeah.
most successful fast food.
I mean, but who is New York to be like, we want got chicken on Sunday?
It's not about that.
I know that, but like Chick-fil-A has every right to say F you.
Yeah,
You know, I know in New Jersey, right across the river, they have like a whole town or a few towns in some counties where their malls aren't even open on Sundays. Like because they have old blue laws on the book where they're just like, nope, you can't shop on the Lord's Day, so we're closed on Sunday.
In Jersey.
In Jersey.
That shocks the hell out of me.
That's kind of the same as
Are you sure? Like today?
Positive. Yeah, Freehold
You're
Raceway.
talking about like current time.
Yes, right now.
and that's,
Not just this Sunday either because of the holiday.
that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. New York is forcing Chick-fil-A to be open on a Sunday. And if this is successful, they may even look at having the Jets and Giants work on Sundays.
Yes. Let's go.
Yeah. That was great.
They wouldn't be moments. If
I was
they
not
weren't
expecting that.
mentioned. That was great. That was basic to the
F
point.
Aaron
but I
Rodgers.
appreciate that.
We don't care.
We talked a lot about New York sports.
You don't see
today.
Chick-fil-A blowing out its Achilles after 4 plays.
You're damn
That's
right.
right.
Have you had their pimento cheese sandwich?
I knew not there be such a thing.
It's amazing.
I haven't had it, but I was amazed when I realized they had chicken minis for breakfast.
What?
Yeah.
You've just discovered these?
They're amazing.
And don't you wish they put like 10 of them in there?
Yeah, but it's like 6 and 12, and you get them in there, and then that you can get the Chick-fil-A sauce.
But why
You
are
dip the rolls and the chicken in there?
Why is the bread so sweet?
It's amazing.
It's different than the
You had it
regular
long ago?
bread.
No.
Chicken minis?
No.
The spicy ones are the way to go.
They're for
too.
breakfast.
Are they like the
They're smaller than a slider.
They're like small chicken sliders from Chick-fil-A. You get on their breakfast menu.
so it's like
And-
smaller than White Castle
Yeah.
burgers.
Yeah, it's a little smaller than White Castle.
But
It's about the same.
You get them and ask for the Chick-fil-A sauce, and you dip it's a roll and chicken.
Whatever tickles your fancy.
Yeah, but like it's a roll with chicken fillet, chicken, dip it in whatever.
They are solid. They're just like bite-sized little morsels that they hit the spot.
And it's like those school Hawaiian rolls type
that's
flavor.
exactly what they're kind of like.
This segment of Mongo's Moments was brought to you by
Chicken filet.
Amen.
And some waffle fries.
All right. Sorry, I got excited.
And a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Later on the evening, I went to Silver Ball. If you know, you know. So, well, we don't have Biggie. It was sad without him here as we wrapped up the 2023 season of We Don't Know Sports. But we are coming back. We're going to take next week off, enjoy the holidays. But we got something planned early January. Who's coming on the show, Mr. Brown?
Yeah, Mr. Jim Joyce.
Mr. Jim Joyce.
He's if you haven't watched baseball lately, that's fine. But he's also in the current commercial with King Griffey Jr., the Geico commercial.
So what he's got a little bit of infamy with him as well, and we're probably going to talk about it. We're not going to pick on him, but like some shit happened, and he owned up to it.
No, I mean that was the Galarraga perfect game, and he was the first base umpire when he caught him out, or he caught him safe, and it caused the perfect game. And he apologized since then. He's in the baseball group, but he said nothing's off limits, and we're just going to roll with it. And he said, "I'll give the best answer I can give."
I just know that has to. I wonder how much he thinks about it.
No, I mean the dude handled with class back then.
He did, man. Like, he was tore up. I remember when they were asking him about it, and I think he said something along the lines of, "I took that away from that kid, and that's something I'll have to live with." I
mean, but the thing is, there's human error when you have umpires, and I think we should have umpires because that makes part of the sport for me. I'm not about robot umpires. I want regular umpires, and we can have replay review and whatnot, which wasn't the case at that time, but that's fine. But my point is, he owned up to it, and that's all you can do.
When's the last time you can think of another official of any sport just really owning up to a bad call?
Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like maybe Ed Hockley did it at one time.
I have such a fond memory of Ed Hockley that I've probably removed that from my memory bank. But, I'm just saying it doesn't happen, especially in baseball.
It only happens to Earl Hebner did it with a Montreal screw job, brother.
He and Bret Hart just reconciled this year.
Did you like that?
They did.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
He didn't know.
You like that?
Do you know why this is great? You want to know why Earl Hebner got fired from WWE?
I have no idea.
He was selling bootleg merchandise out of the trunk of his car.
I love that.
No way.
He should be able to do that, though.
He was making his own wrestling merch and selling
Why
it.
Can't Earl Hebner do that out of his trunk of his car? Like, why not?
I just wanted to know if it was like Earl Hebner merch.
He's there now. Look.
Yeah, he's hugging Richard Sherman.
That's look at that.
Richard
jacket.
Sherman.
I like the jacket.
He's wearing Rams jersey with a leather jacket.
Hey, he's in L.A. now. Which he was in L.A.
I'm telling you.
He wasn't there when he was on the Angels.
Don't get me going.
That's a Rever jacket.
All right. The only thing I got is we got the holidays. Mongo, what's your weekend look like? You got a lot of traveling in your forecast, or are you keeping it close to home?
Keeping it close to home. Everybody's coming to my house. Going to have a good time. There might be some lasagna.
Ooh, is that? Do you have like a traditional Christmas dinner that you like to do, or like
who's doing the lasagna?
Their whole family's Italian, man.
I know. I want to know.
Me.
Not you.
Me. I'm going to make some
You're
lasagna.
a good lasagna maker.
I mean this in the most friendly, plutonic, non-sexual way I can possibly mean, but I would totally eat your lasagna. I'm sure it's delicious.
Yeah.
It's not as good as my salad.
Not touching that one. Not even with these salad dongs. Clack,
all
clack,
right.
clack. What about you, Mr. Brown? You got no, I need some answer on the lasagna though.
Yeah,
and it's
First
your
of all,
lasagna.
I want to say thank you all for bringing me on the show this year. It's been a lot of fun.
I mean, you just kind of showed up.
I did. I just kind of showed up. I was begging for change, and you all brought me in.
No,
we give you heat and stuff on Thursdays.
Yeah. We didn't.
At least on Thursdays, you're not living in your car now.
No,
the kerosene heater is nice.
I still eat rats, but that's just because
you're not on Thursdays.
You're trying to control the population.
I'm just a Sylvester Stallone fan.
I mean, that's we're trying to just. Okay, I got you there.
Rat is another Italian.
What about you, Mr. Brown? What does your holiday weekend look like? Are you just going to be like shipping packages until Christmas?
Nah, I feel like we're wrapping up. I'm going to get my first day off.
He's delivering packages.
Yeah. First day off since the day after Thanksgiving, so it's been probably over a month. And I'm fried and I'm ready for a real weekend day off. And then once it happens, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
Exactly.
You know what the name of that movie was from Home Alone?
You mean Home Alone?
Yeah. No. The Merry
Home
Christmas,
Alone.
You filthy animals.
Oh, no.
Come on. It was called something like Cursed Angels with Filthy Souls or something like that.
Oh, the dude.
Yeah. The Merry Christmas,
Yeah.
You filthy animal.
Yeah.
I don't know. Home Alone, good Christmas movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
Classic.
It's a John Hughes movie. A lot of people don't know that.
100% great Christmas movie.
It is.
Probably
Less
one of the
debate
most.
than
Less debate than
about
Die Hard?
Or clearly.
Yeah, I'm just saying. People's always like, I don't know. I feel like Home Alone's way up there.
Better sequel, Home Alone 2 or Die Hard 2, Die Harder? That was the one where they were at the airport.
How about Home Alone 5? Well,
I'm not sure if that's real or not.
I believe it might be.
They changed it from one of the Calkin kids, so it doesn't matter. I'm staying local. I'm not doing anything. I'm going across the river to my dad's, and we're going to cook a Christmas ham and enjoy the Christmas ham with Dr. Pepper. Do you ever do that? Soak a ham in Dr. Pepper? It's amazing.
That sounds amazing.
Is there pineapple involved?
No, we usually don't. The Dr. Pepper does enough. You don't need the pineapple.
I want to drop this real quick. I feel like it's on my heart here. So we have a friend of the show made us a sign here in the cave, possible cancer scare. So we want to send him some good vibes and stuff because, he's been loyal from the beginning. So if you're out there listening, we're here with you.
We love you. Stay healthy. Enjoy the holidays. And anybody else out there going through it, man, we're all going through it. Sometimes we just put a mask on and we act like everything's okay. But we hope everybody has a great Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, New Year's. What am I leaving out?
You got them all.
We got them all. All right. Well, I'm ready to take another pee break. We're going to close the show and maybe come back and talk some NFL and do some picks. But we appreciate you guys this year listening to the show. We appreciate the engagement, everybody that comments on social media, everybody that listens to the podcast, follows us, subscribes, whatever. We appreciate it. We just try to have some fun. And anytime you guys want to be a part of the show, don't hesitate to reach out. You can always leave us a voicemail on the website or just send us an email or message us on any social media platform, and we'll see if you got the chops. But have a Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, and Happy New Year, and we'll see you in 2024. Bye-bye.